Need advice? Ask a bee. The answers may not be perfect, but they'll be entertaining. Submit your letters and let Bee mind your business for a while.
Welcome back to Ask a Bee, the show where you bring me your problems, your bad decisions, your questionable life choices, and apparently today your grocery list. Usually somebody writes me a letter and I try to offer a little wisdom, if you want to call it that. Maybe, maybe not. But maybe just some advice, a different way of looking at things, right? But today's letter, oh honey, today somebody has wandered directly into my territory because we're talking about Instacart. And if you've been around here for more than 5 minutes, you already know that Auntie B here has been doing this since 2018. Now, I have seen some stuff, okay? I have carried some stuff, substituted some stuff. I have climbed entirely way too many flights of stairs carrying cases of water for people who apparently believe delivery drivers mean pack mules with a Kia. So when I saw this letter, I knew immediately that today's Ask a Bee was probably going to go completely off the rails. Grab your coffee, grab your sweet tea, your emotional support monster, whatever gets you through the day, because somebody asked B whether Instacart is actually worth it. Oh, baby. You should have asked literally anybody else. Okay? Seriously, you really should have. Oh, give me just 1 second. I've got a problem with my internet right now. Of course I do. Of course I do. Please stop. 2 seconds. I just don't want to lose you. Yeah, cancel that. Give me one moment, please. I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting this to happen, but of course, when you go live, stuff happens, right? Like poop happens. Literally happens, okay? 2 seconds, maybe five. I'm sorry. This thing is really giving me heck today. Uh, if nobody knows this, we have some heat in Texas that is just kicking our butts right now. And yes, this is all due to that right at this very moment. I can tell you for sure this is due to all this wonderful heat we have in Texas right now. Alrighty, I think I've got it fixed. Goodness gracious. Can we please leave me alone? Thank you. You know what? Here, watch this.
This segment is sponsored by Vitar. Predicting poor decisions before they happen since this morning. Vitar, the future looks questionable.
Yeah, I really needed that drink. Of course, that little tidbit was only 10 seconds long, but isn't that adorable, right? Look, I'm going to scoot over. We're going to read this letter real quick because I'm tired of talking already. Okay. Now then, dear B, I started doing Instacart a few months ago because everybody said it was an easy way to make extra money. Whoever said that it is a liar? Ah, you're right. Yesterday, I sat in a Costco parking lot for almost an hour waiting for a decent order. Been there recently. Finally, one popped up for $42, and I grabbed it so fast I didn't even look at it. Oh, Lord. That was your first mistake. I wish my bestie was here. She could help me with this. That was my first mistake. Of course it was. 3 customers, 2 stores, almost 70 items, 143 units. Oh my God, that sounds familiar. One customer wanted 6 cases of water. Another lived on the 3rd floor. And apparently none of these people have ever heard of an elevator. Then customer B started messaging me. Can you check the expiration date? Can you find one with a later date? Can you ask if they have more in the back? Can you send me a picture? B, she wanted pictures of bananas. Okay, to be fair, that's a thing now. Bananas. Meanwhile, customer C added 11 things while I was shopping. Customer A wouldn't answer about replacements, and Instacart kept telling me I needed to start checkout because I was taking too long. Of course it did. Then I finally loaded everything into my car and realized the first delivery was 17 miles away. Oh, I feel that, honey. When I got there, the customer had written, "Please do not pull into the driveway." They tell us not to. Okay, we'll get to that later. So now I'm carrying 6 cases of water from the street because apparently her driveway is decorative. I finished all 3 deliveries, drove back towards Costco, and realized the whole thing took almost 3 hours. Then one of them reduced my tip. I made $34. I spent almost that much on gas, lunch, and the monster I needed to keep myself from driving directly into a lake. Yeah, my husband keeps telling me to quit, but every time I'm about to delete the app, a $70 order pops up, and suddenly I'm back in a grocery store arguing with myself over whether organic green onions are somehow different from the regular green onions. Been there. Is this job actually worth doing? Oh, there's the question. Or have I joined some kind of grocery delivery cult? Signed, one more case of water, and I'm going to jail. That sounds familiar too. Okay, look, let's talk about this. First off, I want to say this, and let me get this out of my face. Here we go. Just me again. We're doing this a little differently. I usually have talking points, but I'm going to say this real quick. I have just been on a 6-day excursion with my best friend. And let me tell you, her and I have most definitely figured out our friendship limits. And I'm not saying that negatively because, I love that girl and she loves me, and that's all there is to it. And we tested every limit there was this week. And as far as I'm concerned, we came out pretty darn clean because, y'all, when you have your best friend in the car, pardon me, the best part about it is all these things have been pent up for months get to come out and be out. And just, no judgment. It don't kill you, right? But here's the thing. Instacart sucks. Okay. Look, I ain't gonna lie, it is one of those harder jobs, okay? Everything in that letter is true. That stuff happens. And I want to say this. I've spent 6 days with my best friend working 12-hour days in the heat in Texas, which has been 100 degrees plus for at least a week now. Absolutely every single day we were out. And that wears on you. And then you have these people that they order all these waters and they live on the 3rd floor. And let me tell you, that wears on me too. Now, my best friend, I'm going to tell you this too. She's got this down. She's been doing this for a while without air conditioning. Okay. That's one thing I realized that, suck it up, buttercup, because pardon me, but I can say this to her face, but this bitch is out here doing it. Okay. She is making her money. She is killing it. And in the process, she's pulling me in to help me deal with emergencies, right? Okay. You wouldn't think that Instacart would give you money for emergencies. On one hand, yes, it sucks, okay? I don't want to work in heat with no AC, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Instacart is fun too, okay? When I'm not with my best friend, I'm with my other best friend, with Ozzy, right? Even after days of working out in that heat, well, we're still sending funny faces to each other today. But let me tell you something about Instacart and the stress that put on me instead of the heat, because it was much more Instacart than heat. Let me tell you, and 108 degrees one day with no AC, going from store to store, delivering big cases of water, 40 packs, I got muscles, all right? I got guns. I got guns. I got bruises too. You see that? Wait, this way, that way. Yeah, that's what hardworking woman's been doing. I got more bruises, but you can't see those, okay? You're not allowed. So, it's hard out there for an Instacart driver, no matter where you're at. Is it worth it? Was the question, though. We probably ought to get back to that. I'm only 10 minutes into the show and I'm totally sidetracked, but I need y'all to know it's hard out there doing Instacart. Okay? It is. It can be absolutely crazy good or it can be absolutely crazy bad. You have your days where you'll go and, like me, I'll tell you how I do this. Okay? My husband and I, we get up, we go out fairly early because, we're old and we got to stay in the cooler air. And thankfully, our car, now that it's fixed, that was the emergency, has air conditioning. So let me say this too before I move any further. My best friend, Kina, that girl is a better woman than me and 10 more of me put together. Okay? And I ain't saying that because she needs to hear it. She don't even watch this. And that's okay too. But if she ever did, she'll know. Because no matter how much money was made or not made, we both come out of it a little bit stronger. Mentally, physically, whatever you want to say. But I needed her to kick me in the butt to get me in the right direction again, and she did. And so I'm grateful for that. And she knows that. I made sure of it before I got out of the car every day. But look, I'm that shit is hard, y'all. First off, if you've ever drove Instacart, you know this. They don't pay you crap, right? Those $70 orders come up, that's great. Most of that $70 is tip. Usually, they give you 2 to 3 at a time deliveries. It's called a batch, and that's one batch, and you get 3 deliveries, and you have to go to Costco and get 45 items, 143 units, and then you go in there and you shop your butt off. Me and my bestie, we go in there. I take pictures. I go one end. She goes to the other. Okay? This is how it works because y'all need to know that these people, me, my best friend, my husband, anybody else I know that does this is what we have to do to use this to help us supplement or some people even to survive. Every time we get an order, if it comes up 3 people, okay, $15 sometimes. Sure, it might be just, 25 items most of the time. And that's not so bad split up between 3, but that's still 25 items that I have to go find. I have to split up in 3 orders. I have to ring out in 3 orders. And then I have to deliver to 3 houses. Yeah. There's a lot more to it than you think. And let me tell you something. Instacart, it's it's not biased. Okay? What it does is there's somebody out there that's not tipping, which, dude, not cool. Okay? Because Instacart is not paying us. That $10 that you get, we see about 30% of that, maybe. We get a little tiny bump if it's got 50 pounds or above. That's called, heavy pay. No, it's not. Then you get, if it sits there too long, they'll bump it up. The first time, it'll be 50 cents. The next time, 10, 15 minutes later, it'll be $1. Then 50 cents again, maybe a quarter. They decide how important your order is. If you've had an order sit there all day, I guarantee you it was because you didn't tip. Sorry, not sorry, because I wouldn't take it anyway, because that's not how I get paid. The tip is more important than anything else. It really is. And hopefully, one of these days, somebody's going to watch this, all zero of you right now. Somebody's going to watch this and say, wow, okay. Because I'll be honest with you. The money that you pay, and I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here. Like I said, we only get about 30% of that. But I guarantee you that you're paying more than the store's cost. Probably going to get myself in trouble with that. And I'm not trying to, but here's the thing. You're paying extra. And if you don't tip, what does that say? Now, my best friend and I, we thought about it one day. And we were thinking, what about these people that maybe might be trying to bless somebody? There's not many people out there like that, is there? I won't make an order unless I have $5 to hand that delivery driver. And no, I'm not talking about handing it to him. I'm talking about doing it in the app, because all these apps let you tip, period. It either does a percentage or it lets you do it custom. You have to do that before you hit, it'll let you go. So you got a tip. But listen, I'm not saying this so you can pay me more money. I'm saying this because we are giving a service, right? Okay. I am coming to the store, which first off, no, they don't pay me from my house to the store. I don't get paid until I hit that button at the store and it says start shopping. And if there is not somebody close to a store, even 50 miles away, it'll want me to go there. Yeah. It wants me to drive 30, 40 miles away to shop an order for $20. How is that making money? Yeah. So when that one doesn't work, what they'll do is they'll add another one to it, maybe 2 more to it. And when that happens, yeah, you're screwed, because that last one is the one that's not tipping in most cases. It really is. When that happens, good Lord, y'all. You go 30, 40, 50 miles with no tip. Sure, maybe the other 2 tip. Maybe one of them tipped enough to make up for the other ones. That's how Instacart works. And it doesn't really make up for it, does it? Because you're going 20 miles to 2 people, 10 and 20, right? And then you try to go the 30 miles to the last one. You just went 30 miles for nothing, because you get 30% of that $9.99 fee. Not to mention you're paying that fee a little extra at the store. You can see all this extra stuff. And look, I ain't going to quit anytime soon. I'm not. I have to do this because, well, it's my grandbaby money. That's what I call it. She's worth it. Sometimes I do use it to pay bills. Most of the time I do use it to pay bills. But, that's because it's easy. And I can be in my own car. And I don't have somebody breathing over my neck. And I'm in charge of me and myself and my finances and how much I make every day. And yeah, I can make plenty. Mm-hmm. I can make over $1,000 in a week if I need to. I know I can. Do I want to do that hard? Probably not. Is it really worth what we go through? Probably not. But I'm going to do it anyway. There's lots of us out there that'll do it anyway because we just want to, right? I mean, it's almost as good as having a remote job where you can be at home, not having to worry about anything. And I'll be honest with you, my grandbaby loves to go shopping. And well, what do? I shop for a living. So when they're small and easy and she's around, I'll do a couple so that she can go with us. Does she end up getting all the money from it? Abso-freaking-lutely. She's our world. That's grandbaby money. When it's bill money, that's when she's not here. And you know what? We all work hard, right? Instacart is not easy. We do not get paid well, but we have a lot of other benefits that some don't. I have a best friend that does it, and I get to go do it with her when we really want to make some serious money. Because let me tell you, when you have a teammate, you can bust them out. Seriously. One phone one way, one phone the other. 40 items becomes 20 apiece. It's pretty easy. And then, well, look, I'm just going to tell you about this. As soon as I get this hair out of my eye, pardon me. Oh, I've been dealing with this for days. I've been riding with the windows down for 6 days in Texas heat with my bestie. And it was a ride, but it was a good ride. So Thursday, my sweet and wonderful friend comes and picks me up because we have a bill due that we share, and we make the money to do that together. And we went to her house to let her puppy dogs out. Now, there are dogs that are male and intact there, and they got into a little bit of an argument, and well, things got a little crazy, and somebody got hurt, and well, I had to take my best friend to the hospital, which scared the living crap out of me when I seen her face. It was a total accident. It wasn't anger, or nobody was having a bad day. It wasn't bad. Okay. They weren't fighting or nothing like that. They were just getting rough. Okay. And it was an accident. She got her hand in the wrong spot, and she got bit accidentally. Okay. Complete accident. So I got the dog settled down, went and checked on her and her hand. Well, we went to the hospital, and she was okay. They didn't stitch it up because, they don't close those things up because, well, we know dogs have bacteria in their mouth is what they said. And, well, they don't close it up to let that stuff come out. She got antibiotics, got everything she needed. We only got to work for one, which is fine. We got her medicine, got her back home. She got me back home. Everything's good. But now she's got one hand. There was no way she was going to be able to make the money she needed to without another hand. Because, y'all, water is heavy. Seriously. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't want to fight with this woman. I've seen her guns. And I mean her arms. She carries some weight. More than just for Instacart. But this woman, still with this hand, rocked it on Friday. And I mean, we rocked it on Friday. And Saturday. And Sunday. And Monday. And Tuesday. So, if you've been missing anything, thinking you're missing anything on the channel, you're not. I've been a very busy young bee. I'm saying young. Look, y'all, my birthday's next month. I don't want to talk about it. 55 next month, y'all. 55. Speaking of birthdays, You know, tomorrow, it's just a good day in general for me every single year, August 13th, especially for the last 6 years, since my mama's been gone. And not that I don't celebrate her birthday, because I do myself definitely celebrate her birthday still. But it's so nice when you have your parent to celebrate here with you. And I know he don't watch this either, but I am going to go try and see him tomorrow. And y'all, it's my daddy's birthday tomorrow. And I'm going to show y'all a picture because I'm just happy about this, because I think I can actually go and see him tomorrow. But here you go. Look here. Yes, I know I used to look different. I got makeup on, my hair's fixed, y'all. I clean up good, I promise. I don't care. Anyway, that's my daddy right there. You see that Texas Ranger shirt with his 1972? That was crazy because 1972, that's the year I was born. It's actually a picture from when he came to take me to dinner for my birthday. He's a good man. He's a crazy man, too. He jumps out of perfectly good airplanes. Did you know that? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. I know. Crazy bee. That's me. Listen, y'all. Have you seen my channel? Seriously, have you seen it? Let's take just a second to think about that.
Volcano Tea. Because sometimes the Earth has feelings and sometimes those feelings involve lava. Stay tuned for today's geological gossip.
Don't worry, I'm not gossiping about that. Back to my bestie, because I'm not going to forget that. So, we made enough money for her bills and mine, and then some. I got lucky though. The reason I was going out to make my money with Instacart was the simple fact that, the car needed some work and it was down. And here comes my bestie rushing over here to help me with that. Here, let me take you to go out and work so you can make the money to fix it. And then, as the luck would have it, my amazing son decided, okay, you know what? I'll just fix it. Problem solved. So then I had money for a different bill. Works for me, right? So, it's been a good week. It's been a rough week. It's been hard on me. Y'all, my body hurts. I've been cramping. It's heat. I'm telling you. But listen, that's what it is, right? That's what it is. The more I think about this, yeah, honey, it's worth doing Instacart, because there's a lot of things going on there that is not just Instacart, pardon me. If you do it right, you can make good money. You get to deal with your own taxes. That's the hard part, but keep your receipts. You'll be fine. It's a fun job. It can be a really fun job, especially for those college students with a car, right? It can be when you want to do it, because they do it 24/7. But y'all be careful out there, because there's some crazy people out there too. Another story I wanted to tell you about a little bit. The other day, we almost had an accident. Yes, we did. And it was scary. So, Instacart drivers, my brothers, my sisters, y'all got to be careful out there, because these people don't know how to drive. Okay. We are sitting in traffic or driving through traffic, and then all of a sudden, everybody's stopping. Obviously, there's been an accident. And what do we not do in the middle of the freeway? We don't stop. Because what happens? Yeah, So my best friend's driving and we're slowing down because, red lights in front of us, and we're almost stopped. And yes, she had to slam on the brakes, right? We're almost stopped, and we hear that sound, that screeching tire sound, and then crash and screech and crash and crash. This truck hit a car that was behind us just in the right spot to spin it around and not hit us. And then it hit the car next to it, and then it hit the retaining wall. Let me tell you something. Even if I had a dash cam, I wouldn't have ever put that up here because that was some scary stuff. We're talking PTSD kind of stuff. Sitting in the middle of the traffic after slamming to a stop because there's so many people stopped in front of you. You got a truck coming this way. You got people slowing down real fast over here too. And you get to a stop, and the only thing she could do was try and maneuver because she's watching the people behind her. And the girl behind us just barely stopped us. She never hit us. Truck come barreling up, hits the end, spins her around. She totally misses us. He hits another little white car, puts that car's trunk in its front seat. Yes, because he never touched the brake. And then hits the retaining wall or construction wall, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how my bestie got me out of that, but my bestie is my bestie, and that's always going to be my bestie. Hello. How are you, S. Williams? Good to have you. So, yeah, being an Instacart driver, is it worth it? Let me tell you something. There are some cases where it's just not. Like one of the ones that we had at the end of the day the other day. There were 3 orders from Costco. Thank you. There were 3 orders from Costco, and the last one of them had these 10 packs of Alani drinks. Apparently, they go out of business on those, but 7 of them. And then there were 3 40 packs of water. 1 for the first, 2 for the second, and then all of the Alanis for the last. And I'm telling you, I thought I was going to just pass out after all of those Alanis. But I'm going to tell you this. That first one, the tip was $1. The second one, it was $10. That's not too bad. Not too bad. But the last one, the Alani's, $35 for a tip. That felt good. That's why y'all need to tip your drivers. Seriously. They go through a lot. A lot. First, we have to get to the store, which we don't get paid for. Then once we're in the store, we have to go down every single aisle it tells us to pick every single thing that you've gotten. And if it's not there, when we try to replace it, we lose a little bit from that. If we can't replace it. If we have to refund it, we lose a little bit from that too. It's not always our fault if we have to refund it. It's pretty much because the store doesn't have it. And we do try to find replacements. The app tells you, find a replacement, or they're going to take money from you. It's exactly what they do. There's a batch pay, and then there's tip money. Batch pay is paid to you automatically, and it is at scale on how much it weighs, how many items, how many units, all that stuff. They will give you a $10 order that has 65 items. That's not the units. Items is the item itself. And then the units is how many items they want. So they could have 5 bags of chips and it's 1 item. So think about that real quick. We have to find all that stuff. We have to replace it if we can to be able to get paid. And then once we finally get it all done, we have to make sure all of our orders are in order so that nobody gets charged the wrong thing, which thankfully the app is a little bit better. I'll give Instacart credit where credit is due. The app is better because it will tell you if you accidentally got something in another order before you deliver it. And it'll tell you to switch it and you're all good. You don't get any trouble for that or nothing. You got the item. Just switch it. No problem. But, if there's 3 orders, you have to understand. If you feel like we're taking too long, it's probably because there were 2 orders before yours. So when you take your tip back, which is, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That's pretty shitty. Don't take your tip back. These people just work their butts off. And 90% of the issue is with Instacart, not the driver or the store. The driver just does what they're told, okay? Now that I got that off my chest, because believe me, I could go on that forever. Listen, we do exactly what we're told. It tells us what aisle to go on. It tells us, like in Kroger, you can go through there and it'll tell you it's on the back left-hand side or in the middle left-hand side. And you can usually find it. Sometimes it'll tell you it's in the wrong place. That's not our fault. That takes extra time though. So now we're juggling time because we can't find what they told us to go look for in the right place. Let me tell you something else too. Not every store has that advantage. Okay, Aldi's, I won't go but to one Aldi's because it's tiny compared to most of the others. And not all of them have what my Aldi's has. And that's these little flashy thingies. And not very many people know what that means. But on the price tag that's in front of it, the little glossy price tag, you can see there's the little dot there. You think maybe it's a camera, but it's not. It flashes. If we can't find it, we just hit that flashy thing. And that's where it's either is or supposed to be. We have help. But we still have to walk every aisle and get those things, make sure they're the right things, replace them if there are none, refund them if you don't want the replacement. And that's fully okay if that's what you want to do. They don't penalize us if you want to refund it. But if we refund it because we can't find it, they take money. Maybe pennies, but it's still money. Because what if I had 5 items from one, 2 items from another, and 3 from the third? They're going to take probably about $10 from me. Yeah. And that's not just the batch pay part. That's tip money. They will bring the percentage down when you put it up to percentage. That's why I always, when I do that, is put in at least $5. If I don't have $5, I'm not going to order anyway, okay? Because that's just rude. You order pizza, you pay them, right? A couple of dollars. Well, that's because they bring it from whoever made it to you. What the price of the pizza pays for whoever made it, right? You give the guy a tip because he brought it to you. They pay him probably half a minimum wage. And then he has to report his tips. That's how that works. I understand that some people may not know how that works because, maybe they never worked like that. But that's your waitresses too. Everybody that works some kind of customer service in food, basically, is not getting paid what you think they're getting paid. Or delivery, or whatever you want to call it. So, again, the question was, is it worth it? Depends on how much you want to do. Okay? You can make Instacart your full-time job. You sure can. I've been there before. Liked it. In fact, I did that Uber Eats favor. I probably could count on both hands how many of those little side hustles that I did. And I keep coming back to Instacart because, well, they do pay a little bit better, of course, but it's just easier for me. I don't like stopping and going with Uber Eats, which I'll do that if there's nothing going on with Instacart. I'll definitely do that. But is it worth it? I don't know. If anybody out there knows, with all 1 million of there watching, what do you think? Even if you aren't an Instacart driver, what do you think after what I've said tonight? Because come on, you need to start thinking about the logistics of some people's jobs. And I'm not just talking about the moving around it and stuff. I'm talking about what it takes just to get your order to your door. It's a lot more than just punching a couple of buttons on your phone. Seriously. There are so many people involved in this, in between this. Totally involved, but it's kind of hard to do anything about it, if nobody knows what's going on. So that's kind of why I'm here tonight, because also, like I said, I've been working my tail off for the last 6 days, doing Instacart. Pardon me, I am still quite dehydrated. I'm going to use that word because that is exactly what it is. But the thing about the whole Instacart thing being worth it, it can be. It depends on how you use it. It depends on if you know what to do. Like my best friend, she is great with this. She knows where to shop. She has a certain area that she works through because people know her. It's not, preferential treatment or nothing like that, but she has people to talk to. She has people that she talks to that are doing Instacart. Hey, I'll give you my number. I'll let you know if anything's going on. Like, we had one guy in Costco come up and tell her, hey, so-and-so just called me. There's been an accident, truck run off. Don't go that way. I mean, Instacart people can be, good friends because we know the trial and errors of it all, especially when you've been doing it as long as I have and as long as my best friend has. She's been doing it more here lately, so she's kind of got a good rhythm with it. I don't quite yet, but I'm getting there. And she helped me a lot with that this week. And I've acclimated quite a bit this week. I'm an old woman, 55 next month. Yeah, I know. I look it too, and I don't care. But let me tell you something else. I don't feel it, especially after this week. Sure, I'm tired. I'm wasted. My body hurts. But I accomplished quite a bit. I really did. And if I can continue to do this, I'm going to. It gives me time with my grandbaby. It gives me grandbaby money. If I want to go buy her something, I can. If I want to take her to McDonald's and buy her Happy Meal while she plays on the playground, I can. I can do all these things. Momo. Sorry, my dog's whining. He's like, bitch, you're talking too long. Yeah. So, yeah. Is it worth it? Yeah. For me, yeah, it is. It is. It gives me time with my best friends. It gives me time out of the house. It gives me, hello, how are you? Thanks for being here. Be Wild 2.0. Right on. So, if you're an Instacart driver and you don't think it's worth it, y'all come back. Let me know. Leave a comment, something like that, because you know what? I want to know what you think. It's not just Ask a Bee. It's Ask a Bee and let's see. Yeah, that's stupid. Anyway. Oh, you can tell I'm tired. You can tell I've been working my tail off. But that's okay. Every day. I'll do it every day. And I don't mind. I really don't mind. So I'm trying to get back into where I was at earlier. Because, y'all, can you believe we've talked this one 45 minutes? I don't think, I don't know. I don't know, pardon me. I don't know if I would recommend doing Instacart, but I don't think I regret doing Instacart because it's given me some freedom, especially at my age. And it's also good for my health, to tell you the truth, because sitting at home is only going to make me more tired and old too fast, right? We don't want to do that. And yeah, for me, it's worth it. Oh, I'm just sitting here talking about Instacart because on Ask a Bee, we have a letter come in. And, I try to answer them the best I can. And this one was right up my alley because I work Instacart. So, okay, I am going to close this one out because I'm getting pretty tired. But let's think about this one more time, this question one more time. And so is Instacart worth it? Sometimes. Is Instacart absolute nonsense? Also, sometimes. Will you swear you're deleting the app, never doing another batch, and finding yourself sitting in a Costco parking lot 12 hours later staring at your phone? Yeah. Instacart. Okay, I'm going to say thank you for asking. Instacart is a delivery service that has an app. You can go on your phone and have somebody go and shop for your groceries for you at the store and then deliver them to you. That's what Instacart is. I hope that answered. But, somewhere out there is a $70 batch with 9 items, 4 miles of delivery, and your silly self is going to hit accept before you've even finished saying I quit. That's Instacart. You're very welcome. But here's Auntie B's advice. Make the app work for you. Don't work for the app. Know what your time is worth, okay? Know what your gas cost. Read the order before you accept it. Although, apparently none of us are ever going to learn that lesson. And you know what? For the love of everything holy, look for the cases of water first before you accept, because I'm telling you, my body aches from top to bottom. But we made the money we needed. Sometimes that $20 order, it isn't $20. Sometimes it's $20, 30 miles, 3 flights of stairs, 47 messages about bananas and avocados and personality tests. And if it doesn't make sense, let that sit there. Let that thing sit there. Somebody else can take it, okay? Unless it's $70, then get out of my way because Auntie B saw it first. Look, y'all, I'm Boss B, and this has been Ask a Bee. And remember, when life gets sticky, B's got the tricky. I'll see you next time. And whoever ordered 6 cases of water to the 3rd floor, I hope your ice maker breaks. Y'all check out this ad. I'll see you soon.
I want to take a minute to shout out Tuber Chat. If you're a creator who's tired of surface level advice, says, and actually wants to understand how YouTube works, that's the space. It's real conversations with real creators who are in the trenches building channels, testing ideas. No posturing, no gatekeeping, no fake guru energy, just people sharing what's working, what isn't, and why. If you're serious about growing, learning, and not doing this alone, check out Tuber Chat. The link is in the description.
Boss B reacts, because somebody has to supervise the internet, and apparently that somebody is B. These scopes are brought to you by Earl's Skeeter Yeeter 3000. If it don't get rid of the mosquitoes, it'll definitely get rid of the neighbors.
Boss be rising, baby. TV.